How is it going, guys? Time for today's recap. I'm going to go over the daily plan as well as the live market commentary I provided through StockTwits. This obviously is my StockTwits. I have a link in the description. Just hit 400 followers today. Thank you all, and also hit 130 subscribers on the YouTube. It really does mean a lot. So thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel. So getting into today, first thing I posted, as usual, is the TPO. Quick peek at the overnight sessions TPO. Should be a few key things to pick up here. Up, not us. If this is all new to you, we'll go over briefly, right? So what do we know about our TPO charts? They're how we could visualize what's going on in the market auction. So looking at the highs, the lows, where value is, are we building value higher? Are we building value lower? Are we trading in or out of balance? Where's the structure in the auction? Do we have structure to clean up? All things that we take from our TPO charts every day, and this is how this is step one of me creating my daily plans. And we're having people in the room now. We just had our webinar on exactly how I use my TPOs, how to read them. So we have a lot of people now able to read them for ourselves in the room, and it's really cool to see. So now over here, even looking at a clean candlestick chart, there should be a few things, right? So we've spoke about this quite a bit, but above highs, below lows, what do we see? If you are a trader, you're going short off a double bottom. Where's your stop? Above highs. Those double top, double bottom, below lows, right? So we know stops are above and below lows, so we should be cognizant of where to look. NFP today, obviously, so that's why I released the daily plan a little bit closer to open, because we had to wait for the news and to see what happens. So we went over that. Creating daily plan step 3, taking a look at the transacted volume over the past few days. Where do we see buyers and sellers? Where will they need to stop out? So just looking very straightforward into our footprint chart. If this is all unfamiliar to you, link to the home of my channel. I have a quick video on how to read these charts and what these numbers mean. These numbers are transacted volume. So just looking at this, we could clearly see sellers. We have a whole bunch of selling balances up here. Sellers, active, buyers, trying to put a floor, being pushed down. Now we finally see them moving up. This daily closed with lots of volume underneath. All things that we should be cognizant of. With thin volume over here. Lots of things, right, guys? Of course, there's more to it. Then we go to our smaller time frames and tighten this down, and we'll be able to see where these buyers and sellers are practically to the tick. So, obviously, as I said, NFP came out this morning, so see how even during news events, order flow levels work. This level was given days ago, so this has been a buying zone that we've been waiting to visit, and this was the low of the NFP when it first came out. Provided, I don't know, 30 plus point bounce or something like that. Now, as I said in this post, I did not take this. The liquidity on news events when they first come out is basically non-existent. You have to have your limits out there. You know, first, good luck getting a fill, and second, having the guts to take the trade, right? I usually don't trade news events. I'll wait like 15 minutes after at least. But in this case, it was at 8:30, so I'm just waiting for the open. I'd rather stay safe and see how this news is being digested on the order flow. What do we have now? So this was the daily plan, and right, so I'm going to go over what I said here, which was, if you guys remember the low of NFP, we had this buy zone. I then erased it. But that doesn't mean this cannot provide trades, as I said in the post, but we have to monitor the order flow at the open. Will a bid build here? We already got a bounce from it, so we have to monitor, as I said, if buyers are still active here or are sellers moving down on the tape to our next buy zone. Of course, buy zones, sell zones, how we get these is looking at the few things that I discussed here on throughout this video, looking at our tools, the footprint, the TPO, and looking at where market participants are located, and then building confluence between all of our tools and seeing where we want to be active market participants. So this is right before open. Check what today's transacted volume looks like. Should tell you a few things going into open. So what do we see? We see this volume gap here, right? NFP, this just dropped down. We see high volume area up here, and we see buyers trying to start to build a bid over here. We see a good amount of transactions at the lows, signaling that maybe we are not done with the auction yet and have to exhaust before we get a reversal. All things that we should know going into the session. All right, and those people who are trying here, you know what happened to these buyers. Knowing what we know about the auction, we're not looking for long at the lows, right? We know that there's still people happy to transact down here, even though we are seeing this B-shaped profile, which we've spoken about a lot on the YouTube, where we'd like to go long. We know that the auction is not done yet. People are still happy to transact at the lows, so we will continue until we exhaust. So hands off, wait until our next buy zone. And that buy zone, as of this recording, or just before this recording, I stepped out of the office for a bit, so as of, I don't know, 12:15 or 12 o'clock, that was the low of the day. And from once these sellers got ran over, I flipped, I started recording my live screen, and I took a trade down here. I got a 10-point move. I wasn't actually filled at the 10 points. It hit my 10-point target perfectly, as I said, no fill, and it caught me at my trailing stop at 5 points. But that was all recorded live. I'm uploading it to the site in the video library, and I have all my time frames up. So I have candlestick chart, I have my 5-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour daily, and so the point of this is so room members could see exactly what I am seeing on the tape, how I'm interpreting it, and what I am looking for my entry, and obviously then showing my live execution of it and how I manage the trade, my risk on the trade, everything, right? So pretty straightforward recap today, pretty short, and I'll see you guys on Monday. I hope you all have a great weekend.